Good morning. I come to you from the polytunnel. I'm gonna have a little sit down because I have already been working away this morning. Let's come this way. So I've come up to the plot today to, one, check on the tomatoes. They're doing absolutely fine. I also have brought up some things from home. So I've brought some squash plants and some courgettes that were at home, and also some Swedes from my gardening friend. So I thought I'd bring them up here because I don't want them to not get good light like they're not getting at home. So yeah, I've been weeding. I have filled a big bucket because I bought my big bucket from home. I've filled my big bucket with weeds, so I've gone around and picked out dug out all of the bindweed and all of the thistles as well. So there were a couple of big old thistles. I've got a mixture of thistles. I've done some research on them. I've got some milk thistle, I've got that creeping thistle, because I looked at old photos that I have from when I first got the plot. I'll put some up on the screen for you. I looked up the flower colour, and I think a lot of it is a milk thistle and some kind of other thistle that is like a creeping one, but I think they are periannual, I don't know. They're the ones that once you pull them up they should kind of eradicate themselves, because they spread via the roots and the seeds. So if I keep pulling them up, it will weaken them at the root, so they won't keep producing quite so much. And also just by pulling them up, I'm stopping when they go to seed. So I've been around and I have picked up all of the thistles, because there were some that were getting quite big around the back. I'll show you in a second. But yeah, I've got a bag of, wherever they are, I've got a bag down here of, in this M&S paper bag, of some squash from home. So I've got some spaghetti squash, I think they are, 3 of them, and 3 round, one of my mini courgettes. So I've brought those up here. I've also brought my runner bean tray, which I'll show you now. Excuse this, this is the kale and everything that I had in the cold frame, and the slugs have eaten the majority of it. There's a few here, like the tree cabbages. I'm going to keep them in here. I'm going to maybe put them into some different pots so that I can cultivate them so they're larger and then put them out. But my runner bean seeds have just started germinating, so I've brought them up here so that they don't get too leggy and that they get lots of nice light. So hopefully, these are the Polestar ones. None of the like ones that I'm drying are coming up yet. Maybe that one a little bit, possibly. This one is back here. So yeah, I've brought those up here. I did go to the garden centre and everything over the weekend, and I did buy a few things. So I've bought some of these beans, some Borlotti beans, which I'm going to put in with or next to the runner beans. I've brought some kohlrabi. I thought that it was cauliflower because my cauliflower got absolutely decimated, but it's not, it's kohlrabi. So I've got some of that. And these Swedes, which I got from my gardening friend. So these are just going to stay in here. I'm going to give everything a good water, but they're just going to stay in here. Oh, and I got some butternut squash. I've got some butternut squash. They are Hunter. 3 in 1. So these need to go out, but I need to prepare a bed. But what I am going to do today is plant this flax somewhere. Probably where I was going to have my Jerusalem artichokes, but the Jerusalem artichokes aren't, everything keeps eating them, so I'm going to just plant these flax where they were, because where I've had it in the cold frame, nothing has actually eaten the flax. They've all gone for the kale and the tree cabbage. So I'm going to plant these out. Here's a little thingy of the tomatoes for you, and the cucumbers are doing really well as well. So I weeded a lot of this. There's my big bucket of weeds. I've weeded all of this, kind of just left a little space at the back. I stopped because one, my bucket is getting full and my back was starting to hurt, and then I've also pulled out all of the thistles and everything that were down here, and what I can pull out on my side down here. You can see by my compost I've got I've got some thistles there that I need to pull out as well, but I'll do that another day now. I've got some really good nettles going on, which I'm enjoying, and I cut my grass at home the other day, and I came and added it to my compost, so I've got a really nice load of greens. So that bin is pretty much full now, so I really need to get on and get my bay composter. I also planted out my coriander, so I planted a little line of coriander, and it's actually really enjoying life outside, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get a nice load of coriander now. Yeah, I've also got some of the kind of more natural slug pellets to try and ward off some of the slugs, but I also did buy some more pak choi over here. I did a load of nettle strolch and little slug area, and it's all just gone. So yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to be successful with pak choi. I have an hour. Is it an hour? Okay, not an hour anymore. I've got 45 minutes until I have to be home for lunch, and one thing that I need to do is make my bean support. So I'm just going to stick some sticks in and just make a nice triangle for now, and then I can always change it before I put my beans in, because my beans are only just starting, so it's going to be maybe 2 weeks before I plant them out as well, because I want to plant them out more towards the end of May. So I need to do that, and I also would like to sow a few more things. So I've brought some, what did I bring? What seeds did I bring? I've got some more Swiss chard. I just want to try and sow some so that it doesn't go quite so leggy. I'm just going to sprinkle some of these cornflowers, a chamomile and some dill. I'm just going to go and sow those straight. I may also try and sow some more beetroot straight, as well as in modules along with my Swiss chard. I've got some sunflowers as well, which I'm going to sow direct, and then 2 varieties of carrots, which I really want to try and get started. So I'm going to do the bean arch first quickly, or try and get it somewhat done, and then I'll probably go and sow some of these, because these aren't too important. These ones are the important ones. And I did just want to try and put some of this beetroot and chard and everything out, so I may just go and transplant some beetroot at least. Oh, and this flax. plan is to put some kind of mesh over the top, so it creates like a little bit of an arch, so that my beans will go kind of up and over, and then I can just walk through. Yeah, that's my plan, because it's not very tall at the moment, and they're going to get taller than that, I know for sure. I'm wondering whether I go and buy larger canes, because these are 6-foot canes, and then if I had larger canes I could kind of bring them in the middle and make an arch that way. Yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna have a look, see what I can see at the garden centre tomorrow maybe, and get some like mesh. It doesn't need to be anything too hardy, just something to create an arch so I can walk through, because I need some for my squash arch when I eventually put that up anyway, so. I've just put the little leak things on the modules in. I need to wait for them to get like bigger, sort of like pencil size, and then I will put them into their sort of individual holes. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to put them next to beans as well, so I'm just putting them here for now. They can always go in my pak choi bed if not. Yeah, there's those. I showed you at the beginning, but my spring onions are doing really well, and even the ones that I sowed direct as well are doing quite well. I think I'm going to sow them all, like this whole thing direct. I'm going to do that when I come up tomorrow or something. So yeah, because I've run out of time now. I will continue tomorrow with some more sowings, but everything's looking good. I'm really annoyed about my pak choi though. Look. I'm so annoyed. There are some radish seedlings coming up in between here, and there's some radish here as well, which seem to be doing quite well. So those two, that's pak choi, that's radish. There was some pak choi here as well, and then these sort of little ones that are coming up are radish, but I may need to go through and just sow them again, I think. Yeah, but yeah, these spring onions, I've got these ones which I sowed direct, which are coming up, so I'm going to continue the line all the way along. These spring onions doing really well, can't wait to start eating them. Yeah. Also, just quickly, my peas, I don't know whether or not I should take this fleece off now, because I feel like they're quite tall. They're almost at the fleece. That I could probably take it off and they'll be fine, but I don't want the birds to just attack them. I may go and get some windmills or some bird deterrent, something like that, just to stop them from being eaten. But yeah, I'm really excited for some peas. My other peas aren't doing so well, so I'm going to go home and sow some more things at home, I think, and then I can always bring them up here. But I need to direct sow my flower seeds ASAP. my very crude attempt at an arch. I'm hoping that when more of the beans are in and they grow up, that I can kind of reposition this slightly, but I can actually walk through it. So I'm hoping it'll be like a nice shady arch. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to let the beans grow up and then put an extra support kind of over. But that's what I've got so far. And then I've put in some Borlotti beans, which I bought from the garden centre. So I bought these ones because it was 3 for £10 and I had 2 other varieties that I wanted, so yeah, these are in. I've just got 4. I've planted 2 plants on each, just in case like one plant fails or something, and then I can pull the other one up, or I can just have, you know, 8 plants in this small space. So hopefully they'll be okay. I do have some green beans that a gardener friend has given me, which I need to find a place for. They really need to go in the ground like soon, so I'm gonna have to do that over the weekend, I think, because I don't have much time here today. But the beans are in, or these beans. I'm gonna show you how the seeds that I planted are doing. So the seeds are actually doing alright. There's lots of the Polestar ones coming up. They're doing quite nice in here as well, in the polytunnel. I've given them a water this morning, and one of the runner bean, the butter bean drying ones have come up. I have looked underneath and a lot of the root systems are developing, like from the seeds, for like all of them, so hopefully we should get some good. I think there's another one coming up there. I need at least like 4 of each. This one will be fine, but I really want 4 plants of this one. My plan is, with the bean structure, so I've got the Borlotti beans on the end now. I wanted to, the rest of like this side, butter beans, and then the other side the Polestar beans. So I think that is at least 5 plants on each side that I need. And yeah, these beans here, these really need to go in because they've started kind of like climbing up one another. They really need to go in the ground, and I'm wondering whether I don't want to put too many bean varieties over this bean structure. I'm trying to work out from my plan like where I could put other beans. And one of my other options is to just put some canes alongside the polytunnel down this side, like on the outside obviously, and then put them in so they kind of grow up the side of the polytunnel. I'm not sure if that's a good idea because then it will create quite a bit of shade, but the sun kind of comes over like from this direction and up and over, so there'll only ever be shade here in the afternoon, like late afternoon, from the beans. But I just don't know where to put them, and they are intertwining with each other. I'm worried that that's going to be a problem, so I don't know where to put them. I really don't know where to put them. That's gonna, like, a lot of my things need some sun, so I don't know. What I'll do is I'll think on it a bit this evening. It's Friday today. I'll think on it this evening because I don't think they're going to grow all that much in the space of less than 24 hours. They probably might. They'll probably come back and it'll be they're taking over the polytunnel. Yeah, I'm not sure where to put them, but I'll think on it tonight and then inside, and I'm going to have to put them in this weekend. I'm going to have to design some kind of structure and put them in. What I might do is where my cold frame is, I might move my cold frame because I don't actually need it right this second. I might move the cold frame and put a teepee up just by the polytunnel here, just make a teepee out of some canes, but I need to bring some more canes from home because I've used them all. So I might do that actually. I might come and make a teepee for these beans. Oh, there's a massive spider, it's just like run across the ground. Yes, so that's going to be a tomorrow job, which will be next week's or next vlog for you guys. But let me know what you think of my bean structure. Rate it 10 out of 10 beans. It's not great, I know. At least there's some canes for them to start growing up, and then I can eventually kind of make the top a little bit better. I might get some like gardener's wire and just wire through that as well, just so it creates a really nice arch. But I think once they're growing up, it's not going to matter. They just need something to go up and over. Yeah, so yeah, rate my bean arch out of 10 beans. 1 to 10 beans. Yeah, I think I need to plant out some other things. Lots of stuff needs to go in the ground. I need to find a solution so that I can put my brassicas in. I need to sort out my squash beds and manure them. There's so much to do. I feel really behind at the moment. I thought that I was like well ahead because I've been seeding and sowing everything, but I'm realising that no, I'm not ahead. I'm feeling quite behind. But yeah, everything else is growing nicely. I do need to like pot on my aubergines and things. That's nothing really to worry about as long as they stay watered and nice. I did bring my peppers from at home, all of my chilies and peppers and everything. But I'm really excited to put my squash and my courgettes and everything in, because some of my courgettes are starting to flower now in the polytunnel. So I really need to get on and dig over my squash bed and manure. But that'll be in the next couple of vlogs. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.